What's my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. Welcome back to my channel. To all my viewers, subscribers, I thank you, I appreciate you, I love you. For those of you who continues to support me and encourage me, despite of what, I thank you so much. And I want to say a pleasant good afternoon, good night, good evening, whichever part of the world that you are watching me from. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Grenada, and I give God thanks for life that I'm in the land of the living. Yes. In today's video, we will be talking about Namibia. Namibia is a southwestern African country. It borders Botswana and South Africa. And I am so inspired by the recent news of Namibia's leadership when it comes to demonstrating strong leadership. Namibia has recently imposed visas. Well, it's not in effect as yet, but they are looking to impose visas, or they have have started the process of imposing visa requirements on 30 to 31 European countries, mainly European countries. And the reason for this, we're going to get into it. But first of all, I want to say that when you stand for truth, a lot of people will not like you. A lot of people will not like you. But I want to encourage each and every one of you who looks at this channel to stand for what you believe, stand for stand for what is right. I am a man, I believe in principle, I believe in doing what is right, and when you stand for truth, not too many people, you will not get too many views, you will not get too many subscription, you will not get too many thumbs up from people. But I want you to know that it's best in the long run. It is rewarding when you stand for truth, because at the end of the day, you are not faking anything. One of the things I always say, I rather associate myself with one individual who is real, who is not fake and has no supporters at all, or very few supporters, than to associate myself with people that has a million fan base, but deep down in their heart, they are not who they pretend to be. And Namibia has been doing that. Namibia is one of those West African countries that have not been serious in not compromising who they are. They are not. They have demonstrated, that you must stand for what you believe in. That you should not compromise. You should not be deceiving in anything that you do. Truth is truth. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. And Namibia has been standing for what they believe in, they will not back down. They will not back down. And what's interesting, that most of these countries that Namibia has imposed these visa requirements on, they depend upon them for when it comes to trade. Right? When it comes to materials and export and imports, they depend upon these countries. But Namibia says, even if we depend upon you, we stand for what is right. Even if we depend upon you, this will not deter us from acknowledging our demand. And this visa requirement, as I have learned, is Namibia's way of diplomatic relations with these countries, that we have given you what you want. Now we expect you to give us what we are requesting in return. and one of the way that they have done this is by imposing visa requirements on these countries. And I would like for all of our Caribbean leaders here in the Caribbean to take a page from Namibia. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing the country right. Is it Namibia or Namibia? Is the one of the I silent? I'm not too sure, but I would say Namibia. Okay, so I stand for correction. Those of you who want to correct me in the comment section below. So Namibia has been demonstrating strong leadership. We need, to be quite honest with you, I respect people who demonstrates strong leadership, who is not pretensive. I respect people who does not compromise, and I respect 1000% a country like Namibia, even if they are very dependent on other countries, even if they are not, so rich when it comes to human resources. They are not that of a wealthy country. They have demonstrated that we don't care about how rich we are or how poor we are. What we stand for is the right way of things. We don't care if we depend upon you. We don't care if you are our main source of import, of trade, we don't care. What we stand for is that you be fair, and that is what Namibia. One of the reasons why Namibia imposes visas on these European countries. It was a diplomatic. It is not a way to, it's not no way to bring about confusion. But what Namibia is doing is that they are diplomatically saying, we have been fair to you, so it's time in return you be fair to us. And unless we don't get what we are requesting for, unless you don't acknowledge our request, we will stand by this decision of ours, despite of what the repercussions may be. And I respect Namibia. I respect that the leadership and the country of Namibia 1000%. We should take a page. From Namibia, when not compromising anything at all. In this world today, how things are going, there's a lot of us will start selling our birthrights. A lot of us will start compromising and start abandoning the things we once believed, all because we want the compliment of men, all because we want people to like us, all because we want we want fame. But Namibia is demonstrating that we will not abandon the principles by what we stand by, and I really appreciate Namibia for this. So I will stop here. Let's get into the short clip about what Namibia did, and then we're going to get into an article to understand what this visa requirement is and why it was imposed. All right, so let's go.
Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security says 31 countries, mainly from Europe, will be removed from its visa-exempt list due to the lack of reciprocal visa arrangements for Namibian citizens. The Namibian authorities say nationals from these countries will need to complete an online application form and obtain visas on arrival. According to the Namibia tourism satellite account, the tourism sector contributes 6.1% to the country's GDP. The European markets, which are crucial to Namibia's tourism industry, are included in the list of countries that may now require a visa on arrival.
Yes, my brothers and sisters, so there you have it. Namibia demonstrating strong leadership. Namibia says, we have been fair to you. It's time for you to be fair to us. And I believe that we here again in the Caribbean, Grenadian Authority, we need to take a page from Namibia. Caribbean leaders, CARICOM, we need to take a page from Namibia. Now, I have a friend that works in immigration. And most of the times, when he's dealing with people, and I ask him, what are some visas? Do we have visas requirement for certain countries? He said yes. And some of the countries that he named that we have visa requirements for are mainly countries from other black nations. Our own brothers and sisters, we impose visas on. And the countries, or the other countries, the European countries, and all these other countries that we are very open to, we don't require visa from them. They, in return, they don't open up to us. They're free to come here, but we not really free to go into the country unless we need a visa, and that can never be fair. This can never be fair. We need, as Grenadians, to change this policy. We need to remove and most of these countries from other black nations are countries in Africa, are countries on the continent. We have Nigerians. I didn't know Nigerians need visa to come here. We have other African countries. There are other African countries I can't recall for now that need visas to come here. I mean, not all of them, but one is too many. One is too many, because Grenada, the Caribbean and Africa has a strong connection based on its history and its past. Okay, and I don't think we should, because of that history that connects us, we should not even for a minute think of imposing visas on them. I think it should be the other way around. We should impose visas on those who have oppressed our people and continues to do so. We should impose visas on those that we are simply asking for an apology. We are calling for reparations, but they refuse to do so. These are the people I think we should impose visas on. These are the things. I think this is one of the way that they will start respecting us. I think as Caribbeans and here in Grenada, we should start we should change that visa policy that we have on certain other black nations. They are our own brothers and sisters, but we impose visas on them. For what reason? I don't know. Some people say safety reason, Nigerians and these people, there's a lot of scamming, The other day I went in Western Union to send, to do business. And that business I was doing with another African nation, another African country. I wanted to send some, some finances, what people does in Western Union. I wanted to send some finances to a brother of mine's on our African continent who is very close to me. I know very, very well. And Western Union refused me. Western Union says, oh no, this country is not, and this country, I will not call it country, but this African country is listed. So it means that you can send money to them. And the agent told me, the Western Union agent told me, oh, I can't, no, we have problems with this country. So I said, what do you mean we have problems with this country? Because we get a lot of report there's a lot of scamming and money laundering. I said, well, there's money laundering everywhere. There's money laundering in the Caribbean. There's money laundering in America. There's a lot of money laundering in Europe. There are scammers everywhere. So I just can't understand whenever it comes to an African country, there is always this stigma and problem, you know. So I am free to send money, no problem. It's like, you know, there is no problem with me sending money to United States, Europe, or whatever I want. But when it comes to Africa, I cannot send money there. I cannot send. Well, I don't know if I could receive, if I could receive, if anyone from the continent sending money to us here, if we could receive money, I don't know. But when it comes to sending money, I can send money there. And the lady turned me down. And little and behold, I went to another Western Union branch. And I said, Madam, look, the issue I faced in this branch, can I send money to this particular country? And she said, yes. Why not? Why they give you that issue? I said, I don't know. And I want to big up that lady. I will not call her name, but I want to big her up. She have been very, very kind and professional. And she did it for me. And I send the money without no issues. So it's this brainwashing of our people, keeping our people away from each other, and brainwashing our people to see our other brothers and sisters on the continent as people we shouldn't trust. They are scammers, they are money launderers. And I'm not saying there's no scamming on the African continent. There is. But what I'm trying to say, there is scamming all over the place. Even in Grenada, there is scamming taking place. So you see how it is that they have, what colonization have done, it have brainwashed us from trusting each other and keeping us apart from each other. Yeah. So yes, I really big up Namibia for that. All right. So let's read the article of the reason why Namibia imposed the visa. Let's educate ourselves shortly about this reason and the countries that was exempted from the visa-free list of Namibia. All right. So the article reads, British nationals and citizens of 30 other countries will soon need a visa to visit Namibia. In May 2024, Namibia's Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security announced that citizens from 31 countries must apply for a visa upon arrival. These countries include the United Kingdom, UK, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Austria, Belgium, and the United States. Many of these countries are essential in Namibia's sourcing markets and were previously on the list of visa-exempt nations. According to the announcement, Namibia has shown goodwill and provided favorable treatment to nationals from various countries. However, despite these efforts, some nations have not reciprocated, the Namibian ministry stressed. The statement read, in light of these disparities, the government has deemed it necessary to implement a visa requirement to ensure parity and fairness in diplomatic interactions. Okay, so basically what the article is saying, that the Namibia's authorities of Home Affairs and Security have imposed, the reason why they have imposed that visa is because they are stressed of the fact that we have been open to you. We have been good to you. We have done everything to even entertain you. We allow you to move freely, access freely, come into our country freely for all these years, and we got nothing in return. We got nothing in return. And so what Namibia authority is saying is that they are displeased that their country have been easily accessed. You have been allowed to open businesses. You have reaped the benefits of what our country has to offer. But our citizens, our Namibian citizens, have remained in the same spot, in the same place, and have not been able to develop themselves. And so what the Namibia authority is saying is that we are tired, we are fed up. It's time that we impose visas on you. We haven't done so to your people for many long years, and you have not eased the tension, the distress. Or yeah, it's a tension also. It's a hassle in acquiring a visa for another country. We have made life easier for you, but you have not made life easier for us. Basically, if we interpret what the article is saying, that is what the Namibia authority is saying. And so they said that for fairness, and we are displeased, and for the sake of fairness and diplomacy, you left us no choice but to impose visas on you. And we see mainly the countries that Namibia imposes visas on are countries that their economy depend on, including the UK, Germany, even the United States of America. So if Namibia can do this, then we here in the Caribbean can do it also. You know, we can do it also. We are a people that have struggled. We know what struggle is. We have went through the good, the bad, and the ugly. We know how to survive. Yes, and so they may not be pleased if we do so. However, I believe it is one of the ways we could make our voices heard, that enough is enough. Enough is enough. You have reaped the harvest from our country. It's time that you be fair. And so it's time that you remove this barrier that you have created, that you have this wall that you have created for all these years. Namibia is saying, we didn't set up no wall for you guys. We didn't set up no wall, we didn't construct no wall. All you need to do is cross over and you come into our country. But why are you setting up walls for us? And Namibia is saying, this has to change. And so we will take this decision in the sake of fairness and diplomacy. So guys, I am very inspired by this news that came about with Namibia, and I really do hope that one day, we here in the Caribbean, our leaders in the Caribbean will begin to wake up. Our CARICOM leaders will stop and move away from this begging mentality and start being strong. Taking an example, start being strong and doing what they need to do for their people. Yes, that we will move away from this handout mentality. We will move away from this give me this mentality. You know, if we're knocking on the doors and they're not answering, then leave them. When they come knocking at ours, we shouldn't answer as well. Fear should be fair. Fear should be fair. And I hope that one day all CARICOM leaders will wake up and stop being like a puppet at the master's table, eating the crumbs, and start innovating your own ways of building your own bakery, baking your own bread, so that your people could benefit and your nation could benefit. There are many ways we could develop ourselves. You know, we don't really need to lean and depend upon this system and certain countries that we have been doing for generations after generations. They have made us believe without them we are nothing. Without them we can survive. It's time that I really believe that one day God will raise up a leader in the Caribbean here that, leaders like Maurice Bishop, leaders like Malcolm X, leaders like these men who were determined, resilient, smart, intelligent, skillful, and wise in finding ways to develop their people without, being treated as children, without being treated as though we don't know what we are about. So God bless you. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to this channel. See you next time.